Imagine a world where flying is as clean as the air you breathe. No roaring engines, no guilt about emissions, just smooth, quiet, electric travel. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, buckle up a little bit, folks, because the future is here, and it's got a Swedish passport. You're watching Crazy Own Ayve P, and this is a story of Heart Aerospace. Heart Aerospace is technically a team of bold engineers and visionaries from Gothenburg, Sweden, who are rewriting the rules of aviation. Their mission, you ask? It's pretty simple: to decarbonize and democratize air travel. That means making flying not just greener, but cheaper for you and I, and more accessible to people worldwide. I'm talking rural areas, your grandma. Those people, they'll now be able to afford greener and cheaper air travel. Think about this for a second. Over 6 billion people have never set foot on an airplane. Meanwhile, the other 20% of us are burning enough jet fuel to push global CO2 emissions to record highs. Something really has to change, folks, and Heart Aerospace is leading that charge. For the past 30 years, aviation technology has been stuck in an endless loop of small improvements, slightly better engines, marginally more fuel efficiency. But we don't have another 30 years to play catch up. By 2050, aviation emissions are set to triple if we don't act fast. We don't just need better airplanes, we need a complete revolution in how we power the aviation industry. This is the ES30, Heart Aerospace's answer to sustainable regional travel. It's not just an airplane, it's a statement. It's a 30-seater hybrid electric aircraft that's cleaner, cheaper, and designed for regional flights up to 800 kilometers without guzzling jet fuel like your uncle at an open bar. We all know who that uncle is, right? Yeah, you're thinking of him now. Here's how the magic really happens now in the back end of things. On short flights, the ES30 flies entirely in battery power. That's about 200 kilometers in zero emission, fully electric flight for 200 kilometers. If you want to fly further, no problem. The airplane is equipped with a hybrid backup system that kicks in, extending the range up to 800 kilometers with ultra-low emissions. That's actually the outer props that you see hanging on the wings off the airplane there. And when the battery tech evolves, those numbers only get better, of course, and that's the range. This means airlines can actually make a profit on regional routes that used to be expensive, and you get to fly for less than the cost of a fancy airport sandwich. It's really a win-win for everybody, if you really think about it. Heart Aerospace isn't just designing airplanes. They're building them, manufacturing them from the ground up. It's the vertical integration I spoke about on my last video about BYD. These guys are doing the exact same thing. That's why and that's how they get you cheaper flights and greener flights regionally. In just 2 years, they rolled out the Heart X1. It's a full-scale demonstrator or prototype for rigorous testing. At the moment, they're working on the Heart X2, taking a hybrid electric flight to the skies by 2026. Now, these guys have not only just promised to deliver, they actually have delivered earlier than they scheduled. And you won't guess who's paying attention to these guys. The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration Board. That's right, they just handed these guys $4.1 million to develop hybrid electric propulsion. Even the bigger leagues are realizing, yeah, maybe this is happening. It's about time. Here's a bigger picture that I want you and I to look at here. Heart Aerospace isn't stopping at aircraft or just airplanes. They're literally pioneering the infrastructure to support a fully electric aviation ecosystem. Think about high voltage fast charging stations, mobile chargers, and ground services that make electric flight seamless. So this really isn't just about sustainability for these guys, it's about connectivity, just like you see infrastructure or EV infrastructure for EV cars on the ground. It's not just about sustainability, folks. It's literally about connectivity. Thousands of small airports around the world lost flights because jet fuel costs just made them super unprofitable. But with electric airplanes, it's different. Those airports get to come back to life. Small towns get to have their own mini airports or miniature airports. Economies grow, and flying becomes a common thing. An option for everybody, not just the privileged few. Oh no, I can't miss my flight, mate. Alright, my flight is like tonight. I need to get to London and have croissants, okay? That's what it is. Alright, mate, and a bottle of water. On a serious note though, the world really needs to change. We can't keep on guzzling fuel like it's nobody's business. Fun fact though, what you might not know before we close down this video, is Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest banks in America, they actually decided to reinvest way more money, billions. I'm talking north of 100 billion into dirty energy. That's what I'm just going to call it straight up. To dirty energy. Why? Because it's just more profitable for them. But thanks to Heart Aerospace, we're no longer going to get fully electric aircraft in 50 years. The first ES-30s will take full flight before 2030. And the question is, are you ready for a fully electric revolution? Hit subscribe if you want to see more of the game changers shaping our future. And who knows, guys, maybe you listening to me right now, maybe your next flight will be electric. Until next time, I've been AVP. Take care.